Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga class today. All right, so we are highlighting the rib cage today. Now, why would we work on the rib cage? There's lots of really good reasons, but of course, the most important is to breathe. So obviously, when I start treating patients and I get kind of trends in treating patients, like 3 patients of rib cages in a row, you guys get the benefit of it because it means I put a rib cage class together. On top of that, I am currently reading an excellent book on breathing called The Oxygen Advantage. And so since I'm listening to that and working on breathing exercises myself, why not bring it to you guys? So here we are. So here's what you're going to need for class today. You're going to need a yoga mat and a bolster. You can start sitting on your bolster. However, if you want to start sitting in a chair, we're going to be doing a nice, good, excellent breathing exercise to open up those lungs to begin with. So if you want to do that in sitting, by all means, but you will need a bolster or something for some stuff that we're going to do on the floor. So you kind of pick what you want to do there. And then we're going to need a yoga strap or a belt or a scarf or something like that. So we're going to begin actually using this. So you can use a traditional yoga strap with a D-ring or with any sort of a plastic clip. What I want you to do to begin with class today is you are going to strap yourself up. So if you want, you can just take your yoga strap and, make a nice, maybe a nice, pretty bow with it. That is okay to do. You just need it to be a little bit snug around the lower chest area, but it does need to be on the ribs. So don't have it down below your waist crease. Definitely don't have it down as low as your belly button. I'm going to actually use my little strap so that I can kind of tighten it up as I get into my breathing exercises. So once you have your strap up and around your rib cage and you got yourself nice and snug. So I got mine nice and snug around my rib cage. Then have yourself a nice, good, comfortable seated position on your bolster and or the chair if that's what you choose to do. So when you have that there, what I want you to do is just do a couple of pelvic tucks and tilts. Make sure that you feel where you are relative to your pelvis and find that middle of the road, halfway between both or somewhere near there. Hopefully feeling the sit bones in that position. And then sit really nice and tall with the spine. And then at the hips, just gently hinge forward so that there's some weight into your legs to kind of increase your base of support to something more than just your pelvis. Once you have that position, let's get a nice, good shoulder blade position today. So allow yourself to hold your arms like a tray, nice, gentle shrug up. Just a gentle shrug up to take the tension off of the trapezius muscles, and then rotate your arms outward, however comfortable you feel, and then pull your elbows back and down and feel those shoulder blades squeeze. Once you get those shoulder blades squeezed, keep the shoulder blades squeezed and then just unrotate just the arms and place your hands onto your thighs. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, place the tongue into the roof of your mouth. All right, so we are ready to do a resisted breathing exercise. And so what I want you to do, eyes open or closed today, whichever is more comfortable for you. But I want you to start paying attention to where that yoga strap, belt, scarf, whatever, is around your rib cage. And so we have 3 types of breathing movements that happen through our rib cage. We're going to be focusing on what's called lateral costal movement. Lateral meaning outside, costal meaning rib cage. So allow yourself to stay in your nice, good upright position and take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. Hopefully you feel the resistance push out in all directions around that belt. Hold your breath there. And then through the nose, slowly exhale the air out. And maybe you exhale the air out so much that the belt begins to feel a little bit looser as the muscles relax and your rib cage comes in. And if that's the case, give it a little bit of a tighten. All right, so we're going to go through that breathing exercise. It's about the breath hold today. So we're doing a rib cage class. It's about holding and retaining that air and allowing that carbon dioxide to do its magic to our cells of our body. So only hold what you feel comfortable. I'm going to count for 10-second holds. If you cannot hold 10 seconds because of whatever lung issue might be bothering you today, then that's fine. Just hold what you can and then slowly exhale out through your nose. Normally breathe to join us for the next breath. We're going to do 4 breaths in a row here. So nice and tall, nice deep inhale in. Don't worry about counting the inhale. Just really feel like you're pushing out in all directions of that strap. Now hold the breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then gently exhale the air out. And as you exhale the air out, if the strap's getting a little looser, it might be that your muscles are relaxing and your rib cage is gaining more downward mobility. That's what we're doing this for. So then tighten the strap back up again. All right, let's do 3 more. Nice and tall, weight through your legs, lengthen the neck, settle the chin. Deep inhale in. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out. You got it. So it's not about the nervous system counting the breath today. It is purely about increasing the oxygen to the base of your lungs. 2 more times. Nice deep inhale in. Feel the resistance all the way around the strap. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out. All right, one more time. And then we're going to do 1 more resisted exercise. So nice deep inhale in. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale the air out. You've got it. All right, so we're not going to do a long hold this time, just a 3 count hold. But what I want you to do is you're going to inhale. And then you're going to inhale some more. And then you're going to inhale some more. Let's see how much we can push into those straps, get the air into the base of our lungs. And if we got any yuck down there, any sort of effusions, any sort of atelectasis, all that bad stuff that happens in our lungs, we're going to be able to see if we can kind of get that moving around. So we're going to do 3 breaths, really focusing on the inhale, holding just a few seconds, and then exhaling it this time out through the mouth. If you need to cough, great, let yourself cough. That means you're getting some stuff moved around. All right, are you ready? Nice and tall, lengthen the neck, settle the chin, shoulder blades back and down. Take a deep inhale into that strap. Inhale more. Inhale more. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth, exhale. Any coughs? You got it. 2 more times. Ready? Deep inhale in. Inhale more. Inhale more. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Out to the mouth, exhale. Beautiful. 1 more time. Deep inhale in. Inhale more. Inhale more. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Beautiful. You got it. All right. Slowly take that strap and undo it away from the rib cage. You're done with it away from the rib cage, but we're going to do one nice little stretch for the very top rib, the most dysfunctional rib each and everybody has in their body, and that is the first rib. So take that strap, bring it up and over that right shoulder. On the front, loop the strap around your right hand. On the back and side, loop the strap around your left hand. Now, we're not focusing on the muscles today. We are all about the rib. So we could obviously do some nice, good stretching of our muscles of our upper body where our shoulder connects to our neck, but we're going to just focus on getting that rib moving if it is a little bit stiff. So allow yourself to gently bend your head up and over that strap to the right side. Keep the strap nice and still with both hands for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale with both hands, push that strap down further. So feel like you're pushing that strap really firmly down on the top of that very top rib. Now keep those straps taut and pulled downward. Then slowly lift your head up. Maybe even tilt your head a little bit to the other side. Now, keep that tension in what's called your scaling muscles right there. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, pull the strap down more. Is there any more to pull? One more time. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull the strap down. You got it. And then release your head, release the strap. That's all there is to it when we're not focusing on muscles, which is what we're not focusing on up there today. Then change the strap to the left side. Bring the strap up and around that left hand. Right hand, bring it up and around. And today you're just going to be pulling on both straps together. So grab a hold of them. When you feel like you've got them, gently bring your head up and over that strap. So side bending your head to the left. Now in that position, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, both straps, pull them down. Push that rib downward. Now gently bring your head upright. Maybe if you've got it in you, side bending a little bit to the right. 2 breaths here, really focusing on that breath. So deep inhale in. As you exhale, push those straps downward. One more time, deep inhale in. And then as you exhale, push that strap down. And then release your head and then release the strap. All right, that's all that we're doing with the strap today. So we just did a little bit of resisted breathing through the rib cage, a couple of nice little exercises. We did a little bit of a breath hold, kind of getting a little bit of a Bottega breath in there. And then we did some mobilization for our first rib. So now we just have 11 ribs on both sides left to work on. Nothing serious, right? So let's get started on that. Right hand, take a nice deep inhale, lift it up, and as you exhale, drop it behind your neck. So have your hand placing flat in that area between where your neck and your upper thoracic area or upper rib cage meet. Then with the left hand, come all the way up on the inhale, and then on the exhale, can you reach and grab a hold of that right elbow? Now, those of you that might be attending class with me today and you have lots of shoulder impingement issues and there's no reaching to the elbow, there's no lifting that shoulder up that high, you can by all means do it below shoulder height and still get some benefit because all we're going to be doing is side bending. So only do what is safe for your beautiful shoulders to do. All right, now in this position, take a nice deep inhale, get your spine nice and tall, lift that right elbow up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, side bend over to the left without letting that elbow move away from your head. Hold that position there. Feel where you feel the tightest through the right side of your rib cage. Maybe even close your eyes to feel that. Take a deep inhale into that area. And exhaling out. You got it. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale into that area. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting the trunk back upright. Exhale, dropping the arms down. All right, let's do it on the opposite side. So left hand, inhale, reaching it up. And then as you exhale, placing it back and behind the neck and the rib cage area. Left elbows pointed up. Now with that right hand, inhale, bring it up. And then as you exhale, come up and over and see if you can grab a hold of that left elbow. So you're kind of creating a bind with your arms to your head so that when you move your trunk, it's the rib cage moving, not the shoulder joints moving. So hold yourself in this position. Take a deep inhale. Get nice and tall for me. Lift that elbow nice and high. And then as you exhale, how much can you side bend over to the right? It may be barely any if you're really tight through your rib cage. Hold yourself right here. Give me that deep inhale wherever you feel it needs to go the tightest on that left rib cage. And exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Inhale, bring that trunk back upright. Exhale, drop those arms down. You've got it. So now let's do a whole breath movement with big movement of our arms. So here's what we're going to do. Rest your left hand onto your bolster or chair if you're still sitting in your chair. Right arm, take a nice deep inhale, lift it up. And then as you exhale, lean over to the left, reaching that right arm to the left. Now, inhale, can you reach it further, but can you sit into your right sit bone? And then as you exhale, hold it there. Now, here's what I want you to do. Reach that arm away from you. Take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, try to reach it down and away from you to the front. I hope you feel that into your lower rib cage and your low back. Holding right there. Find that spot in that rib cage that feels tight for you. Take a deep inhale in. Exhaling out. All right. Inhale, lift the arm and trunk back up, and then exhale, drop that right arm down. Let's do that all over again on the opposite side. So right hand's on the bolster, left hand out to the side of you. Take that nice deep inhale, lifting that arm up. And then as you exhale, side bending over to the right, reaching with that left arm. So right elbow is bent, sit into that left sit bone. Don't let your pelvis come off the bolster or chair. Now take a deep inhale, reach further with that left arm, and then exhaling here. Now we're doing that reach forward today, guys. So inhale, reach further out to the side. And then as you exhale, keep reaching as you lean and create some flexion through your rib cage. Find that spot in the back of the rib cage on the left side that's talking to you. Hold it right there. Take a deep inhale into that spot. And then exhaling out, you've got it. Now inhale, lift the trunk and the arm back up. And then as you exhale, relax it down. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to do a little tiny spinal twist through the rib cage and sitting. Do not go end range for any of you that have any sort of osteoporosis or scoliosis type of conditions of your spine, but don't shy away from this if you've got low back pain or neck pain. Just go to where you feel tension, never go into your pain. All right, so take your right hand, inhale it up. As you exhale, bring the hand down onto your left knee. Very nice. Take your left hand, inhale it out. And then on the exhale, reach the hand behind you as far as you can. Gaze behind your left shoulder. The right arm is doing the push through the triceps. The left arm is simply just reaching behind you. Take a nice deep inhale into your rib cage. Exhaling out. One more breath here. Deep inhale into the rib cage. And exhaling out. Now inhale, bring the left arm back out to the side first. Exhale, drop it down. Right arm, inhale, lift it back up. And then exhale, drop it back down. You've got it. Let's do it all over again on the opposite side. So left hand, nice deep inhale, reach it, get the length first. And then as you exhale, drop it down towards that right knee. Right arm, inhale, lift it out to the side of your body. And then as you exhale, reach that arm behind you. Now it's the left tricep that's pushing you and rotating you. Turn your gaze over that right shoulder. Simply allow yourself to hold here in that twist. Nice deep inhale. And exhaling out. One more time. This should feel good for those of you right-handed. Deep inhale. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Right arm, inhale, bring it back out to the side and exhale it down. Left arm, inhale it up, get that spine long, and then exhale, dropping it down. Beautiful. All right, so we are done in a sitting position on your bolster. So all that I want you to do right now is kind of scoot yourself off your bolster. If you're in the chair, come on down to the mat and join us. And then take your bolster and place your bolster sideways somewhere near the center of your mat. Once you have yourself in that position, allow yourself to take your left hip bone, so think about your pelvis on the left side, and place the pelvis near the edge of your bolster. Knees, you want to get those nice and stacked, and you can take your feet and just gently stack them on the side of your yoga mat as well. Now, in this position, what we're going to do is we're going to side bend up and over the bolster to get all of the opening through every single rib on this right side. Here's what I want you to actually imagine before we even do it. Think about an accordion. All right. If you open that accordion up, the ribs of the accordion open up as the air comes in. So I really want you to use that analogy of thinking about every one of those right ribs opening as we do this. All right. So place your right hand on your bolster, drop your left elbow up and over that bolster. Once you've got yourself in that position, kind of check in that you feel like your whole rib cage is resting on that bolster, so that when you drop down, that armpit's going to be up and over the top side of that bolster. If you're in that position, you're in a good position. Then allow yourself to drop down. Today, what I'd like you to do is just place your left hand up to hold your head in a somewhat neutral position, because it's all going to be about what's happening right here on the side of our rib cage. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Right arm, take a nice deep inhale, lift it up into the air, and then as you exhale, side bend that arm so that you feel your body fall up and over the bolster. Those of you with shoulder issues on this right shoulder, just keep your hand on top of your head so that you're lengthening through your elbow, but you're not creating end range abduction through your shoulder. So you do what feels right for your shoulder. All right, so that's getting opening of these upper, probably 7 or 8 ribs. Let's add the lower ribs here. So with that right leg, take an inhale and kick that leg out. And then as you exhale, drop that leg straight down and away from you. So imagine that that pelvis is pulling away from those ribs. Okay, you are in the position. Now allow yourself to kind of rotate a little bit upward, a little bit downward. Feel for yourself. Where do you feel the most length from the top of your pelvis to the bottom of your armpit? Where is it for you? And then wherever it is, hold it right there. Now allow yourself to place your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Close your eyes if you like. Focus on that right rib cage, wherever you feel the greatest tension. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhaling out. Really focus on getting that air in there. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out. 1 more breath. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out. You've got it. Right leg, inhale, lift it up in the air. Exhale, pull it in and stack it on top of the left. Right arm, inhale, lift it up in the air, and then exhale, drop it down for a moment. All right, so we've just gotten really good opening through the side of the rib cage, opened up every single one of those ribs. Now we want to train those abdominals and intercostal muscles to really work with our breathing. So here's what you want to do. Right hand, upper hand, bring it up and over your head. So now your right hand is holding your head. Your left arm, you can do whatever you like with it. It does not have a job right now. But what I want you to imagine is you're going to think about your right elbow, and we're going to inhale and move our elbow away from our pelvis. And we're going to exhale and move our elbow towards our pelvis and train those abdominal muscles to work on the exhale. All right, let's give this a try, guys. Inhale, lengthen the rib cage away. Reach that right elbow as far away from you as you can. Exhale, pull it up. Can you get that elbow as close to that pelvis as you can? Nice job. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, lengthening through the side of that rib cage. Exhaling, pulling that rib cage up, training those abdominal muscles 1 last time. Inhaling, lengthen that right elbow away. And exhale, pulling that right elbow up and towards that right pelvis. All right, bring your head down into a neutral position. Left elbow, the one on the floor, bend it. Right hand, place it on that yoga bolster. Take a nice deep inhale here and exhale, push yourself up into a seated position. All right, we're going to do it all over on the other side. But before we do that, we're going to do a nice little stretch through this right side using our bolster. So just bring yourself up onto your hands and knees for a moment. And then once you're up onto your hands and knees, allow yourself Once you're on your hands and knees, allow yourself to drop down onto your left elbow on the bolster. And then once you're in that position, maybe just check in with your knees, hip distance, 6 inches or so, feet line up behind you. Now, with this right arm, I want you to reach that arm up and over that left arm as far as you can, and then left hand grabs that right elbow. Left hand grabs that right elbow. Now take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, try to sit back into your heels. Find that point where maybe you can even drop the crown of your head down between your hands or onto your left forearm. Feel that stretch on the underside of your right shoulder and the rib cage. Hold yourself right here. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale in, exhaling out. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. You've got it. Then slowly bring yourself up. And then all you're going to do is switch yourself so that you're on the opposite side of your bolster. So you can kind of move yourself around the yoga mat. If you're comfortable enough with what we're doing, you might just want to do a 180 and face the opposite way and just listen to me, whichever works best for you. Right pelvis, bring it next to this bolster so that you feel like they're nice and close. Stack your knees up, stack your ankles up, get the alignment through the bottom half of your body. And then when you feel like you're ready, left hand comes onto the bolster, right elbow, drop it down on the opposite side of the bolster. Now, this is the time to check in that you've got the right position of the bolster. So the bolster needs to be sitting so that when you drop down, that armpit is going to be touching that top part of that bolster. All right, we're ready. So now in this position, slowly allow yourself to drop down and over that bolster. Use that right hand to support that head in a somewhat neutral position. Very good. Now I'm just moving me a bit because I was missing a bit of my upper rib cage there. All right, now in this position, let's take that left arm up into the air. And then as you exhale, reach that arm up and over. And again, you do what's comfortable for your shoulder. It's about the rib cage today. So just do what feels right for you. Holding that arm up and over, however you want to hold that arm up and over. Then with that left leg, take an inhale, lift it up, kick it out, and then as you exhale, drop it down onto that yoga mat. Feel that the pelvis is lengthening away from that rib cage. All right, now play with rolling yourself slightly backwards, slightly forward. Find exactly for you, where do you feel the greatest amount of lengthening through the side of your rib cage? Now that you're there, holding that position, allowing yourself to maybe close your eyes so you can feel that stretch to the side of the ribs, opening up all those ribs like an accordion when it's fully open. Take a deep inhale into that area that feels the most tense. And then exhaling out. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. One more nice breath. Deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. You've got it. So let's move this left leg first. So inhale it up, and then as you exhale, sweep it in and stack it on top of the right. Left arm now, inhale it up, and then as you exhale, just kind of drop it down. All right, so now we've done a nice good opening of each and every one of those ribs and side lie. What we want to do is train those intercostal muscles and abdominal muscles to close the ribs and open the ribs, and close the ribs and open the ribs. So let's go about doing that. So take that left arm and bring it up and over, and relax and support your head with your arm. Right arm doesn't really have anything to do, so you can place it wherever you want to place it. Now let's match the movement of our breath with the opening and closing of our ribs. So as you take an inhale, reach your left elbow away from your pelvis. As you're exhaling, you're pulling that left elbow towards your pelvis. All right, so we're going to do 4 of those breaths. Give it the best you've got, okay? So inhale, lengthen that elbow away from the pelvis. Exhale, bring it up towards the pelvis. Neck is being supported by the hand here. Inhaling, lengthen that elbow away. Exhaling, pull that elbow towards the pelvis 2 more times. Nice deep inhale, lengthening away. And exhaling, pull it up. And inhaling, lengthening away. And exhaling, pull, pull, pull. You got it. And relax it. Good job, you guys. So take your right elbow onto the floor, left elbow, place it onto your yoga mat. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, push yourself up off of that bolster. Now we're not done with the bolster. Let's get that other stretch through the side of our body. So simply bring yourself in hands and knees. Once you've got yourself in hands and knees, drop down onto the right elbow. Once you've dropped yourself down onto the right elbow, maybe just take a quick moment to check in with your knee alignment, ankle alignment, all of that. And then this left arm, reach it up and over, grab the left elbow with the right hand. Then take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, sit back, allow your head to kind of rest downwards towards the towards the forearms or the hands. And feel that gentle stretch through the underside of that left shoulder and rib cage. Holding here, 2 breaths, just like on the opposite side. So take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more time as you continue sitting, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. You've got it. Bring yourself back up. Allow yourself to take your bolster and just move it away from your yoga mat, because we're going to be doing nice big movements with our arms. So if it's too close to you, you're probably going to hit it. So have it somewhere nice and far away from you. And then bring yourself back up on hands and knees. Let's go through a couple of cat-cows here. Actually, let's do a few. So check in with your alignment, look behind you. Have those hands and elbows directly underneath those shoulders, index fingers pointed straight ahead of you, thumbs spread them on in and get a nice good stretch through those wrists and thumb joints, and outer 3 fingers spread them out. Let's go through 3 cat-cows here. So nice deep inhale as you sink your belly down. Lift that tailbone up, shoulder blades back and down, lengthening up as you gaze upward. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull those abdominals in, crunch that rib cage down, chin to chest, look into your belly button. 2 more times here. Inhaling, sinking the belly, lifting the tailbone, shoulder blades back and down, lengthen that neck and chest. And exhaling, curling, 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 curling. And one more time, inhaling, sinking down, lengthening that neck. And exhaling, really allowing yourself to get as short as you can through the front of your rib cage. Now sit yourself slowly back into child's pose. Allow yourself to reach your hands as far forward as your shoulders will likely allow you. If there's tension into your shoulders or pain, just drop those elbows down beside you. But if you can, see if you can get that additional length through your latissimus muscles today. Allow yourself to drop the crown of your head to the floor if that's comfortable for you. And then take a deep inhale into your belly. Slowly exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into that belly. And then slowly exhaling out. You've got it. Bring yourself back up onto hands and knees. Allow yourself to get that alignment. Thread the needle. So we're going to do a nice good thread the needle through the arms. It creates a lot of excellent non-weight bearing rotation through the rib cage as you're doing it. So we're not going to be doing thread the needle for the end range position. We're going to be doing it for the beautiful active rotation through the trunk. So here's what I want you to do. See if you can join along with me. We're going to do the right arm first. So take an inhale, reach the right arm up and out to the side of your body. And then as you exhale, slide it down and just drop your right shoulder to the mat. All right, we're not staying there. Use those strong left tricep muscles. Inhale, reach it back up. Now this time, can you turn that right hand upwards towards the ceiling and gaze at it? And then as you exhale, thread that needle down and drop that right shoulder. You guys have it. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, nice good arm strength of that left arm. Reach that right thumb up as high as you can. And exhaling, dropping down. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhaling, lifting nice and high. Reaching the gaze up to that right thumb and exhaling, thread, 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 thread. You got it, guys. Use that left hand. Push yourself back up into hands and knee pose. Sit yourself back onto your heels. Take your knees and widen your knees the width of your mat. A little bit of variation of child's pose here. Allow yourself to see if you can get really good extension through your rib cage here. So think about your chest area dropping as far forward and as far down on that mat as you can. Walking your hands nice and forward, crown of the head coming down to the floor. You've got a nice, good, healthy neck, and you want to take your chin to the mat. Feel free to do that. Now in this position, take a nice deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. And 1 more beautiful breath here, deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. You've got it. Walking the hands back, taking the knees back into their hip distance, coming back up. We got thread the needle on the other side to do. I'm losing my shirt. Hold on, guys. We got thread the needle on the other side to do. So you're weight bearing onto your right hand this time, really working on strengthening through the right triceps. So here we go. Take that inhale, lift that left arm out to the side straight first. As you exhale, thread that needle down and through, drop that left shoulder as the right elbow bends. Now go through the full rib cage rotation this time. So inhale, push yourself up with that right arm, lift that left arm up as high as you can, gaze at that left thumb. And then as you exhale, drop down into that thread the needle, drop that shoulder, bend that right elbow. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Lifting, 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 reaching, looking, you got it. And then as you exhale, coming down and creating that exhale with that rotation to the right. Inhaling, lifting nice and high, guys, really look up there. And then as you exhale, dropping down in your thread the needle. I think we need to do 1 more. I just feel it. Let's do it. Inhale, lifting nice and high. Up you go, up you go. And then exhale, dropping down. This is it. Last time, drop that elbow. Bend that elbow, drop that shoulder. All right. As you inhale, push yourself back up to hands and knees. Now, let's do yet again a different variation to get that extension through our thoracic spine and to really build some good mobility through the front of the rib cage. So here's what I want you to do. Look at your hands and look at your knees right now. Make sure they're about hip distance. Gaze back that your feet line up. Then make sure your hips are stacked directly on top of your knees. Now, just drop yourself down onto your elbows for me. Make sure as you dropped yourself down on your elbows, you didn't let your hips fall forward. So stack up your hips and your knees for me. Now that you know you've got your knees and your hips stacked, look down at your mat. That's where you want your chin and your neck to land. So then very slowly begin to walk your hands forward. Puppy pose here. So puppy pose is a precursor, obviously, to downward dog, but allow yourself to really get that extension through the upper part of your rib cage and your thoracic spine. Feel this through your shoulder blade area. Now, if you're here with me and you're feeling this in your neck, gently allow your neck to lay to the left or the right side so that you're not in that end range extension. If you've got a healthy neck, allow the chin to come down to the floor. Gaze at those thumbs. All right, 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Give me a nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Oh, beautiful. I got a nice little pop of my upper spine. I'm loving it. Let's do that 1 more time. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly walk your hands back under your shoulders. Sit yourself back onto your heels. Slowly drop your belly down onto your thighs. your chest down onto your knees. Counterpose for that neck extension. Really lengthen through that neck. Find the crown of the head onto the floor. Allow yourself to either keep your elbows straight, reaching those arms upward, or you know what? Just give yourself a solid break here. Drop those elbows down by the side of your knees. Lengthen that neck. Settle your chin, gaze back underneath you between your toes. Start with a nice deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Let's do one more relaxation breath before we hit back on that rib cage again. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. You've got it. Slowly bring yourself up off of your child's pose and lay yourself down onto your right side. Now, we are doing an arm circle. So we are going to be working on every component of rotation through that rib cage. So what I want you to do is make sure as you lay yourself down that you have free room, free space for your arm to move all the way around you without hitting anything. So allow yourself to, once you feel like, yes, I've got free space, my bolster's not in my way, there's no wall in my way, everything is good. And then stack your knees up on top of one another. Once you have your knees stacked on top of one another, the top leg stays where it is, the bottom leg goes straight. So drop that left knee down onto your mat, and then take that right hand and hold onto that left knee. So why we do that is it's going to make us do rotation through our rib cage and not our low back. So for those of you that have low back issues and you're like, I don't know that I should do this. Yes, you should do this, but you need to make sure that your back is in a stable position. Having the knee above the hip and having that anchoring of that right hand to the knee will fix that problem. All right, now, those of you with neck problems and you need a little bit of support for your neck here, if you've got a pillow or a yoga block anywhere near your space, that will be helpful. Otherwise, just let your head relax downward towards the shoulder because your gaze is going to be going with your hand and your thumb. All right, so let's go through this arm circle. So keep your eyes wherever your thumb is. Drop your hand in front of you on the mat. Look at it. And then begin to move your hand up and around until you get to the point that your elbow meets the side of your face. Once you get there, you're in a side bend. You need to turn your palm upwards to the ceiling. So that's a rotation through your arm and your shoulder blade. Keep your gaze going up and around and see, can you allow yourself to rotate that arm on the floor a full circle? Once you get to your bum, obviously come up and over. We're going to do it all over again. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through 2 or 3 arm circles on your own. And then we're going to find the tightest part of your arm circle and we're going to work on it. So again, I'll talk you through it. The arm stays on the floor, the hand stays on the floor until you get to the point that your arm is next to your head. Then that palm that is down, you need to turn the palm up, rotate the shoulder and the shoulder blade backward and gaze up. Then continue to let that hand stay on the floor if you can, all the way behind you. All right, one more time, and then we'll work on some breath work. Palm down, reaching all the way up. Get to my head with my arm. Rotate my palm up, rotate my shoulder blade back, and continue the rotation all the way behind. All right, guys, now here's what I want you to do at home with me. Go through that arm circle. Find the point for you that you feel your fingertips lifting up off the floor. Now, it could be in front of you. It could be on top of you. It could be behind you. Wherever it is, that's a different problem in your rib cage. So if your arm begins to lift up in front of you, you have a tight latissimus, stay there wherever the hand lifts. If the hand lifts on top of you, you have those limitations through the rib cage that we already practiced. Stay there and try to get your fingertips to the floor. If you've turned your palm and shoulder blade and rib cage behind you, and as you start to bring your arm behind you, your arm begins to lift off the floor, then you have difficulty with rib rotation or trunk rotation, or that beautiful pectoralis muscle is what's talking to you. Wherever your tightness is and your hand lifts, I want you to go there right now. Make sure that left knee stays on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. So it might be earlier in the arm circle than you previously thought. Now hold it right there. Turn your gaze to wherever your hand is. Wherever you feel this, in your chest, the side of your rib cage, the back of your rib cage, take a deep inhale into that area. And then as you exhale, try to reach those fingertips to that floor. Let's do that one more time. Deep inhale in. And exhale, try to reach those fingertips to the floor. All right, complete your arm circle if you so desire. Once you're back to the center, bottom leg, slide that leg up to stack it on top of the left so that the knees are still stacked. Right elbow, left hand onto the floor. Give me a nice, good deep inhale. And on the exhale, push yourself up. Oh my gosh, we have a whole other side to do. Look, my hair is even worried about this. So allow yourself to go on the other side of your yoga mat. Push whatever is in your way out of the way so that you know you've got lots of space up and around you. When you're ready, drop yourself down. Make sure that you've got your knees stacked to begin with. And then drop yourself down onto your side. Now, we got to get our spine stable here, our lumbar spine. So allow your right knee to stay where it is, but take that left leg, the one that's underneath, and straighten it out on the yoga mat. Drop that right knee onto your yoga mat and have it so that you can see that your knee is just slightly above the height of your hip. Then that bottom arm, allow it to come and grab that right knee and hold it on the floor. You just ensured that your SI joints, your pelvis, your lumbar spine stays in a stable position while you do this beautiful rotation through your rib cage and your shoulders. All right, so let's go through this on the right side. You start with your hand on the floor in front of you, palm down. Then slowly, gaze goes with the thumb, slowly bring the arm up and over the head. When your hand gets to the point overhead that your arm is touching your face, turn the palm, rotate the shoulder backwards, rotate the shoulder blade backwards, and then continue the rotation all the way around on the floor until you hit your bum. And then you come back over and you do it all over again. So allow yourself to lift the arm up and over. Once the arm hits the face, turn the palm, shoulder blade goes back and down. Keep the gaze with the arm as you're rotating all the way towards the bum. Let's do one more time and then we'll get that very specific area that's tight. And once we get that specific area that's tight, we will breathe into it. Boy, my chest is tight on this side. Okay, guys, so let's talk this through again. Make sure that right knee stays on the floor, palm down in front of you. Begin to lift your arm. If your arm lifts in front of you, that is tightness through that latissimus muscle, the muscle of the side of your body that attaches to your shoulder. If where your arm lifts is on top of your head, that is that your rib cage is not opening. So the thing we did on the bolster, you still are tighter. If as you turn your palm up, shoulder blade back and down, and you start to rotate around you and you lift, That means either your pectoralis, your chest muscle, is tight, or your rib cage has difficulty rotating. So take you to wherever you feel the greatest tension and tightness, and your fingertips lift off the floor. Remember to take your gaze to where your thumb is. I found my favorite spot. Now, take a deep inhale into wherever you feel tension. And then as you exhale, can you reach those fingertips towards the floor? Let's do it again. Deep inhale into the belly or the chest or wherever it is that you feel tension. And then as you exhale, reach those fingertips to the floor and then complete your arm circle, bringing it back to the center. I hope you're as tired as I am, because I am sweating, because that's a lot of work. Now let's get that left leg back up, matching that right leg. The left elbow to the floor, right hand, bring it down onto the mat. Nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, push yourself back up into a seated position. We're going to do one more child's pose. We're going to go back to the center variation that I gave you with the knees nice and wide, so that those of you that had difficulty doing puppy pose, you can do your best to get that thoracic extension with that modification of child's pose. So bring yourself onto your knees, but take your knees the width of your mat. Now, a lot of folks, when they do that, their toes come in and touch one another. Make sure that you keep your feet still far apart at that hip distance, so that you keep that alignment between your feet and your hip joints. Once you're there, allow yourself to walk. The chest is what you're focusing on, trying to get towards the floor. Then with your head, you can either just gently lay your chin down on your mat. If you do not like that extension through your neck for whatever orthopedic condition may ail you, then just gently let your head lay to the sides, one side or the other. Reach the hands nice and high and go the width of your mat here. All right, let's do two beautiful deep inhales and exhales. So nice deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. Oh, I feel that beautiful stretch in my lower rib cage back there. Let's do one more breath. Deep inhale in and exhale out. You've got it. Slowly walk your hands under your shoulders. Gently push yourself up. Turn your legs to one side and then slowly lay yourself down to your side and then all the way over onto your back. You did it. Wow, we rocked that rib cage today. So now in this position, allow yourself to make sure that your low back is in a comfortable position. So maybe go through a tuck or a tilt. And then allow yourself to roll your shoulder blades back and behind you. And take your right knee up to your chest for a moment. Hold it with both hands on the shin bone. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, just gently pull that knee to the chest. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a nice deep inhale into the belly here. And then exhaling out. Slowly dropping the right knee down, taking the left knee up, hands around that shin bone. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out, knee comes to the chest. You've got it. Then slowly releasing that left foot back down to the floor, keeping the knees bent for a moment here. Allowing yourself to take your right hand to your left shoulder. Now, underneath that right hand, let the right elbow, let the left elbow go, and then take the left hand to the right shoulder. Now, oftentimes in class, we'll bring our knees to our chest and kind of rock side to side to loosen up through our low back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do that right now through our rib cage. So now that you've got yourself in a nice, good hug, maybe your elbows are stacked on top of you, just gently allow yourself to roll and rock between your shoulder blades. What does that feel like? Do you feel some nice, gentle relaxation? You can take your knees with you if you like. I like to do that, a little bit of a trunk roll. But just gently rock and roll as you're massaging those back muscles between those shoulder blades, the thoracic spine that you've done such an excellent job on with this rib cage today. And then slowly come back to the center. And then straighten the left arm up in the air, straighten the right arm up in the air. Now, magically, take the left arm on top, hand goes to the right shoulder, right arm underneath, hand goes to the left shoulder. Opposite hug as you just were in. Now allow yourself to go back to rocking and rolling. Do you feel those muscles between the shoulder blades any differently with a different hug? And just gently roll a few times, side to side. And let yourself really open up through that area. And then when you're ready, lift those arms back up in the air and then drop the arms down. All right, now left leg, slide it straight down your mat. Right foot, bring it up onto the left thigh. Left hand to the right knee, right hand out to the side of the body. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, pull that right knee across to the left. Feel the pelvis lift and then the low back and then the rib cage. But keep the right shoulder blade down. Lengthen through the right hand and then lengthen through your neck. Settle your chin into your throat and then turn your gaze towards that right thumb. Where do you feel this spinal twist today with that nice loose rib cage? Do you feel it somewhere differently than you normally feel it? Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale into your belly and then exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly and then exhaling out. And then bringing your head back up to the center, starting at the rib cage, unrotating the rib cage down, followed by the low back, followed by the pelvis, and then place the right foot on the floor. Slide the left leg up, slide the right leg down, left foot onto the right thigh, right hand to the left knee, left arm out to the side of the body. A nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, pulling that left knee to the right. Feeling the pelvis lift, the low back lift, the rib cage lift, settling that left shoulder blade down, lengthening through your neck, settling your chin, and then turning your gaze towards that left thumb. Just close your eyes for a moment. Where do you feel this spinal twist today? Somewhere different than normal because that beautiful rib cage is moving, hopefully so. Give me a nice deep inhale here. And exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. You've got it. Slowly bring the head back to the center first and then start to derotate that rib cage, followed by the low back, followed by the pelvis. Followed by the knee, place the left foot on the floor, slide the right leg up. Let's bring right knee to chest, left knee to chest, hands around those shin bones. Just like you did through your shoulder blades, do a quick little rock and roll through those pelvic muscles, low back muscles. Give them the equal massage that you gave your shoulder blade and upper back muscles. And then allow yourself to place your right foot on the floor, left foot on the floor, sliding your legs down to the corners of your mat. Once you feel like you're there, take this beautiful opportunity to roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Palms are away from your body and lifted towards the beautiful sky. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Now, here's what I want you to do. There is no yoga strap around your rib cage, but we are going to do one last breath hold here. A 10-second hold. By all means, if you're at home and you want to do longer. The longer, the better. So let's see what you can do. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly and chest. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly let the air come out through your nose. One more time. Deep inhale into the belly, into the ribs. Remember where that strap was. Breathe into that area. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the air come out through the nose. Relax the body. Keep the body nice and still and do nothing other than feel your breath. And can you feel it move through the rib cage? Maybe your attention immediately goes to your belly movement. Maybe with today's class, you actually can perceive and feel that rib cage pushing down into your yoga mat. Just normal breathing, but with every little inhale, no deep breaths here. Every inhale, just pay attention to where that breath goes. Beautiful. All right, let's wiggle those fingers and those toes. And let's do some circles with those ankles and those wrists. And then when you're ready, allow yourself to slide up one leg at a time and then roll over onto your side. Rest yourself onto your side for a moment. Maybe put a smile on your face because you spent an entire hour doing self-care and you were in the moment. That's something to smile about. And then when you're ready on an exhale, using the bottom elbow and the top hand, push yourself up into a seated position. Find yourself in easy pose. And then place those hands to the heart. Smiles on the faces. Let's take a nice deep inhale in and out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today.